Hey everyone, I'm going to show you that you can make Thailand's popular street food start to finish in under 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Alright, here's how this is going to work. No pre-made prep is done. I'm starting from scratch. All ingredients are obtainable from the fridge or pantry, and kitchen tools are readily available. I got a stopwatch timer running down here in the corner, and there will be checkpoints at various times when milestones are hit. Timer ends when I finish plating. Obviously, the food here needs to be fully cooked and safe to eat. I'm not looking to cause stomach aches here. So today we're going to be making Kra Pao, or holy basil stir fry. It's a classic and beloved Thai street food dish. It's spicy, savory, slightly sweet, and packed with fragrance from fresh basil, one of my favorite herbs. So this stir fry can come in many forms of protein, whether it be pork, chicken, beef, or even tofu. I have a video that uses chicken that's inspired by Street Fighter Sagat that you can check out on my channel as well. I chose to make a ground beef version because I want to make a simplified version of basil stir fry and demonstrate that this is something that you can make during a lunch hour break and still have time to eat and clean up as well. I'll show you a couple of things that you can do to speed up the process. One example is using the ground beef like I mentioned, so you don't have to worry about preparing it beforehand. I gathered my ingredients for our aromatics and sauce mixture. I'm using about 5 cloves of garlic here, 2 Thai chilies, and 2 shallots. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to start mincing our garlic. I'm just starting to cut off the ends of the garlic, and then I'm going to smash them. Just give that a good pounding. And with the ends removed, it's a lot easier to remove the skin off of the garlic. So what I like to do when mincing garlic, I like to slice the garlic into thinner slices. And once that's done, I'll use my kitchen knife to roughly chop them through. So you don't need to be super precise here. Just run your knife through the garlic a couple times till you get the consistency that you're looking for. And I find that using a kitchen knife definitely helps the process of mincing garlic. Before I was using a paring knife to do a lot of my prep work, and only recently I actually switched to using a kitchen knife, which I should have done a long time ago. Now I really see the benefits of using a kitchen knife. It's more efficient, a lot more versatile, and with this rocking motion, you can make mincing a breeze. I really wish I would have used it sooner. My cutting skills are not the greatest, but even at my current skill level, you can definitely do this within a reasonable time. Slow, steady, and safe. Though I think a knife sharpening session is due. With a sharp knife and good technique, you can definitely speed up your prep work. But we all start somewhere. Don't worry, practice makes perfect. Okay, 6 minutes to gather materials and mince garlic. A decent start. For the peppers, I'm using 2 here to add a little kick of spice. Thai peppers are quite spicy, so 2 is good enough for me. But feel free to use more if you want to breathe out some hot fire. You can omit these if you're not into spicy food, but I do like the color it provides to make the dish look more appealing. Red bell peppers can work here if you're just looking for color, or even a combination of both is an option as well. Under a minute for the chilies. Pretty good. Now for the shallots. I have 2 shallots that I want to cut into thin slices. If you don't have shallots, using half of a small or medium onion is a decent alternative. Shallots are preferred here because when cooked, they provide a slight natural sweetness that helps balance the saltiness of the sauce. But use what you have, that's always the best. This definitely took a lot longer than I'd like here because I'm trying to peel just the skin, and I'm being stubborn to minimize waste and use as much of the shallot as I can. To me it's worth it, but the clock is ticking. Okay, the hard part is done. Let's cut these quickly. So 3 minutes just for 2 shallots. Not exactly my best work here, but we move forward. Aromatics are done in about 10 minutes. I'm going to bring these over along with the egg and get my wok out to the stove area so they are ready on the side. And I'm turning on the stove to medium-high heat so I can start cooking as soon as I'm ready. For our sauce, I'm using a half cup of chicken broth made with chicken bouillon powder. You don't necessarily have to have boiling water here, but it's a nice perk as it does help dissolve the powder. I'm also adding 1 tablespoon of sugar, soy sauce, fish sauce, and oyster sauce. There are typically some variances on the portions, but for the sake of simplicity, I like keeping everything at 1 tablespoon. Makes life easier. You can always adjust these for your own taste. A quick note on fish sauce. It's a seasoning you'll find in most Asian grocery stores, and it brings 2 key elements to the dish: saltiness and that deep umami flavor. If you don't have any on hand, you can sub in a bit more soy sauce, but I would really encourage you to try fish sauce if you can. It adds a uniquely bold and savory depth that soy sauce just doesn't quite replicate. Apparently from what I've watched, the original Kra Pao sauce only called for fish sauce and sugar. I tried that before, but I didn't really enjoy the flavors compared to this mixture. Guess I'm not old school. This oyster sauce is taking its sweet time coming out. Okay, 15 minutes in, now the real fun begins. The wok has been heating up for about 5 minutes on medium high, so we can start cooking right away. I'll add some oil and crack the egg in the wok to fry. We only need to cook this for about a minute. I'm gonna spoon the oil around the top of the yolk to help cook the top part of the egg. As I take the egg out, I think I should have let the wok get a little hotter or have the egg cooked slightly longer, or maybe both. A crisped up fried egg would naturally release from the bottom so it comes off more easily. At this point, with the scraping I'm doing, I may have broken the yolk, but we'll see when we plate. Ground beef goes in. This is about 1 pound. I'm using the leftover oil from cooking the egg. This is why I like cooking the egg first. I'll break down the ground beef and give it a couple minutes to brown and cook in its own juices. So mid-run checkpoint. If you're into these cooking runs, a like really helps me out, and if you subscribe, you'll catch the next one as soon as it drops. It's free and simple to do. Alright, let's finish strong. Now if you were wondering where the basil is for this meal, given this is a video about basil stir fry, well, the star of the show is here. I have here some sweet basil, also known as Italian basil, that my wife has grown in her backyard, which I'm going to give a little rinse. Traditional Kra Pao calls for holy basil. It has a peppery flavor, clove-like, almost earthy or wooden undertone. Where I live though, holy basil is really hard to find, even in Toronto, Canada, one of the most diverse cities in the world. Most people think that Thai basil would be the most appropriate substitute, but the flavor profile is different compared to holy basil. Surprisingly, Italian basil has some sweet and peppery tones that align more so than Thai basil. It's also more accessible and fresh. It's a no-brainer here. I'm going to toss in our aromatics a few minutes after the ground beef to let them cook down, soften, and enjoy the juices of the ground beef. Now here, I'm trying to be smart and pick off the basil leaves while our ground beef is cooking. Even though I'm not going to cut these leaves to save time, I was definitely feeling the heat and time crunch here to get this done as soon as possible. Almost 3 minutes to pick leaves. I was almost regretting this decision, but I think we're okay. Alright, it's go time. We're close to the finish line. I'm adding in the sauce, letting the ground beef simmer in that mix, and have it reduced down for about 4 minutes. In the meantime, to prepare for plating, I grabbed a plate and got our rice ready. This rice cooker is a great time saver. It takes less than 5 minutes to wash and rinse the rice, and it'll be ready in about 25 minutes, just in time for our basil stir fry. You can do this way beforehand like I did, and it'll keep the rice warm for you. This is a must-have in my kitchen. Okay, off with the heat. I'm going to move my wok away from the heating element. Basil goes in, and quickly toss it around. Assembly time. Grab our rice, beef, fried egg on top. And time. There we go. Alright, time for a little quick taste test. Could have cooked the egg better. You see the yolk is kind of sunk in. Bon appetit. Savory, sweet, spicy. This basil hits hard. Creaminess from the egg. Can't go wrong with this for a meal under 30 minutes. And there you have it. Thai basil beef stir fry, speedrun style. Can you beat my time? Try it out and let me know in the comments. If you think there are ways to improve my time, happy to hear them out. Don't forget to subscribe, it's free, and I'll let you know when the next cooking run comes out. Want to support me directly? Check out my Patreon. Big thanks to all of you for making it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.